Oh my gosh. All right. So we are being live streamed on YouTube and we are here finding our own inner guide. And we have a guest teacher, a guest sister, friend, beloved Lisa Natoli here this evening to join with us and for us to, if you don't know Lisa, you will. And Lisa has been doing a lot of really great teachings, and I think you just started a new 40-day program. Is that correct? You can go into that when you talk about yourself, but I think I just saw that. So, man, I can't even begin to introduce somebody like Lisa Natoli. She she's just such a bright light and joy to be with, and a love. I could just give you a big fat kiss right now. Love you so much. But I'm just gonna turn the mic over to you and Lisa and Natali. Please, say hello to everybody. And we're very informal here. So we do ask people to raise their hand if they have a question or if they want to say something. But in general, uh, everybody here is a teacher. Everybody's here to share and join in. So Lisa Natali, what's up, girl?
So good to be here. Thank you so much, Lynn. And yeah, this is like amazing to be invited back here. And I was just thinking, it's been over 20 years that ACIM Gather has been. Hi everyone. I see Susan. I see Lynn. Everyone, so nice to see you all. And I was remembering when David Fishman asked me to come on ACIM Gather back in 2005, and I loved what you just said, Lynn, is that everyone's a teacher and a student here. It's like we're all equal, and and I love that the mission of ACIM Gather has really always been as a place that people can come in really not feeling like I don't know how to teach. I don't know how to share. I don't know the course. I don't know what this is. And I think we all came in that way. When David came to me in 2005, my answer was an immediate no. No. And he wouldn't let up. He was just like, just come on, you just got to say yes, just come on. And so I'm very grateful. And yeah, tonight David asked me, I shared something on Facebook today, and he said this is a great topic, and I like being interactive also. And we have another little guest here. I see David's got his little guest. Here's Vana.
Aw.
Something about she doesn't come in my office until there's a Zoom call, and all of a sudden I think it's the love and the light and the sound of people's voices. So she's like rolling all over my chair. So the post was about health, healing, and sickness. And I basically posted that sickness is being out of peace, health is inner peace, and healing is the so-called process between the two. So that really is my experience. And A Course in Miracles talks a lot about sickness. And it says sickness is isolation, sickness is a shutting off from others, and it it really is that we forget what we are. We think we're a body, and that when we identify as this body, I, me, we are separated from our true nature, which is peace and joy and happiness and love and light and infinite being and presence, whatever name anybody wants to call it, God, Christ. I mean, there's so many words, intelligence. And when we're being a body and we think we're a body and we're rooted as that I, the more that we chronically live as that false I, which is an image that we make up as we go along, and we think it's real. We think that we're really these bodies. And A Course in Miracles is very clear. It says at no single instant does the body exist at all. That is very uncompromising. And and for many of us, myself for decades, I kept thinking, well, okay, I'm not a body, but I am a body actually, because, what's this thing? So it was this, I think for everyone, there's this transition period where we can't really wrap our heads around it, what it means to be infinite being, what it means to not be a body. I'm really not a body. And so everyone needs to have the direct experience, which is what A Course in Miracles aims at. It meets us where we think we are, believing ourselves to be a body, and it takes us through a mind training, 365 workbook lessons that take a year if you do one lesson a day. And it keeps inserting these messages of truth. And until for everyone, there's this realization or recognition of our own wholeness, and we're back at peace again. So I've always said that I sort of make these, like, sickness over here is suffering, worrying, hatred. I hate this body. I don't like this body. I don't like this world. I don't like my bank account. So that can be over here, guilt, shame, blame, grievances, resentments. I mean, it's a big list. And health is peace. Health is when we're being what we are, when we're really remembering our life and aliveness and our vitality and joy, that which is never born and that which never dies. And I was physically sick. So I'm grateful for everything that's happened in my own life over, you know, I started getting physical symptoms in, I don't know, 2010, 11, 12, they were about. And then I, had a very solid foundation in A Course in Miracles. I always say David Fishman is like the number one guy who knows the course word for word and the best. You win the top prize, David. And John Mundy's up there. I'm pretty close. But it means nothing to know the course and not have the experience of peace. So I could quote it. I could tell you where lessons were. I just knew the language of it. But I I just wanted to be well again. I was in chronic pain, going blind, couldn't talk, massive congestion. It felt very viral. It felt like the main thought is something's not right. It was just like something's not right. I'm dying. And I took every path to try to heal. Doctors, naturopaths, supplements, diet, every diet, you name it, I did it. Spiritual work, Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, meditation, prayer, Course in Miracles, doing nothing, spiritual affirmations. I did it all. And I kept getting sicker and sicker over the years. I kept feeling, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? And I kept thinking, I'm not giving enough. I'm not. Oh, there's the quote. Thank you. So it says, the quote I posted on Facebook said, the fastest way for healing to occur is to be at peace with where you are. So in 2018, I'd been dealing with physical symptoms and chronic pain and suffering and struggling for, 6 years at that point. And and I was very active still during those years. I was showing up at the conferences, so I was, but it was a very much hard work for me to show up at those things, to put on the face, to just be like, okay, I'm gonna share and give, and and in 2018, I just had that moment that came where I said, I'm not physically healing, and I'm tired of beating myself up. I'm tired of attacking myself with the thoughts I have every day that I'm doing something wrong. And I just had this moment, this realization. I really felt at that time I was dying. It just was a daily thing that this body was so failing that and weakness and tired all the time, no energy. And I'd always just felt like I'm just not gonna wake up in the bed one morning. It's just they're gonna, I'll be dead. And and I just had this thought, I don't want to try to heal anymore. I don't want to spend any more time Googling my symptoms. I don't want to take any more supplements. I was eating a crazy strict gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free diet. I mean, it was like, because I kept thinking it was the food, even though Jesus tells us in the course it's not the food. It's not anything outside of you. It's your identification as a body that's the sickness. That's what needs healing, that you think you're a body and you've cut yourself off from the light that you are and the joy and the peace and the happiness. And I just felt I don't want to live this way as a sick person anymore. Fine, I have all these symptoms. It's okay. And so I was beginning to come back into harmony then. I was really beginning to come into peace with what is, these symptoms. And it was really for real. Like it was really this moment of, and I won't say I've done it perfectly since then. It wasn't like someone flipped a switch and I never tried to heal again after that. But I really just had this just deep realization with whatever remaining time I have left, I want to be happy. Like that was it. I just got chills when I just said it because that's the truth. That's real truth for us. Like whatever remaining time I have here in this world, I just want to be happy. I don't want to fight myself anymore. I don't want to call myself names anymore. I don't want to keep having thoughts that I'm a failure, I'm weak, I'm powerless. Why is this happening to me? Feeling like I'm a victim. All the private thoughts that we have when we're experiencing pain or symptoms or whatever it is. And and I had around the same time, my husband Bill Free, he was starting to get into Advaita Vedanta and following Rupert Spira and the one main thing with Advaita Vedanta is welcoming. So it's a very main basic teaching of non-duality, and that is that just welcoming, or you could call it acceptance, just allowing everything to be exactly as it is, being at peace exactly where you are. And and there was this one night at dinner, and the pain and the symptoms were like off the roof, right? It was just, and I was struggling to eat dinner one night with him, Bill sitting across the table from me, and my eyes, I couldn't keep my eyes open. Those of you who knew me from back then, I was crazy light sensitivity. I mean, I just had to wear sunglasses inside and couldn't keep my eyes open and It's just, if I could recreate what it must have looked like for Bill, it was like this, it's just, and he's like, why are you struggling? Would you close your eyes? I don't need your eyes open to eat dinner. And so I just closed my eyes at the dinner table. And in that moment, there was an awareness of everything. The like weight of the fork, the coolness of the fork, the sounds in the room, the floor, I opened my eyes a little bit to see, where the fork was going to go for the food, and then I shut my eyes again. But that was one of my first real direct experiences that in this every moment is something beyond. Like I can't, I know many of you know what I'm speaking of, but when the awareness is on the body, everything that's here, the light, the sounds, other possibilities are completely shut off from your awareness. All that it is in awareness when we're feeling I'm not feeling well, I'm sick, is fighting. It's like fight, flight, stress, grievances, anger, doubt, judgment. And when we rest in God, I rest in God. I just rest an instant from attack thoughts. So we're not resting like sleeping, we're resting from thoughts. That's what rest in God really means. It means I rest from being a body, just for an instant. And in that little instant, at that dinner table, I wasn't sick. It was like this, like, what happened? And I knew it. I knew it's like, but when the awareness came back to the body, there were symptoms were there again. So that got me started, where I started this, it was like a curiosity at that time. What the hell was that? Like what? The course speaks of it. The whole book speaks of it, that the light is here, that it's here. It's not somewhere else. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to do anything for it. It's not later. There's nothing you need to do except recognize it. Be still an instant and come home. Be still and know I am. I am God. We are what God is, what we really are, as this intelligence, infinite being, light. And and so what a journey it's been for me, because I really stopped trying to heal. It was, and it wasn't like something I said, well, I'm not going to try to heal and then I'm doing it so I heal. It really was, I might have these symptoms for the rest of my life, and I'm at peace with that. It was for real. It has to be for real. It has to be like, I'm not doing this to try to heal. It really was a deep letting go of that identity that believed itself to be sick. And slowly I started sort of experimenting with food again. Like I started, you know, seeing if I could eat a piece of bread. I mean, I'm Italian, so I like love pasta and bread and pizza and cheese um and I was very afraid at first. I was terrified to eat food. And I just slowly was just like, okay, that's a fear thought. Okay, awareness sees that. So it became a real living thing I was doing, not to do anything to get something later, but I became very aware of the Lisa characters, patterns, stories, habits, um, fear. And I think a lot that goes on in A Course in Miracles in the community is I think a lot of people think I'm not supposed to feel afraid. I'm not supposed to feel guilty. I'm supposed to feel happy. And during this whole period for me, I had to let every idea go of what I thought it looked like. And it, it was a gift to feel I'm dying. Like, because I really was like, I have nothing to lose here. This is my journey. There's nothing to do with the community. Who cares what people think what I'm doing if they think I'm doing it wrong? And a lot of people did tell me they thought I was doing it wrong. Like I'd get emails from people and, that I had, you know, you're being a body, you're being an ego. And it was just like, okay, that's just a thought coming to me for release. That too. Everything was for healing. Everything was for me. And I started really being in the body, really being grounded, no longer trying to transcend this thing, but being very with emotions, sensations, thoughts, feelings, seeing judgments, grievances, Course of Miracles, my grievances hide the light of the world in me. That's the truth. When I hold grievances against this body, my bank account, this world, politics, the light that is here, Jesus says this in the Course of Miracles in one of the workbook lessons, it's hidden. The light is hidden by my grievances and it can't be used even though it's here. So the power of God is available to all of us to for healing, for the healing of the one mind that thinks it's bodies. So that's just where I am now. And then slowly the physical symptoms started to go away, but I didn't care. You know what I mean? It was just the pain that's been gone for years. I got Vana behind me. Hi, baby. I know, it's so good. Um, and so now, like with the political culture and the whole thing that's happening with the United States and just some of this craziness that we see and the hatred and the violence and I really feel very deeply that especially those of us in the Course in Miracles community that we really are here only for the salvation of the world, that we have no other function, that we are here to allow ourselves to be in peace, and this peace shines in every mind, in every heart, and you don't have to do anything. You don't have to go heal the world. You don't have to post on social media if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything. You have to simply rest an instant and come home several times a day. And more, it's all you want to do. You're just like, oh yeah, just kind of release myself from the thinking mind. I still get pretty triggered on some of the stories I see. I mean, some of them are pretty crazy, but I, I just remember, okay, there it is. There's a thought, there's a judgment about someone. Okay, that's that's in the one mind. And as I rest in God and I rest in love, and I don't need an outcome. I don't need to see evidence. I don't need to see um anything change. I don't like open the you know the news and be like, oh, I wonder if my healing work is changing things. And it's yeah, Lynn, it's crazy and it's always been. So I'm just gonna stop there. If anybody has any questions, or you want to add anything, I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so, Lisa. It just is so wonderful to hear this, and it's just such a joy to see. Yes, this has been my experience as well, and something that we in this little community we we really have come to as in an agreement that we're here to help each other to do this. And so it's like, we work through our grievances, our fears. I'm not concerned about anything that's happening in the world, because it's all about what's happening in my mind. And yes, when my mind is healed, I'll see a better world. And I do see a better world
Right. Yep.
every day. I see a better world. I never see a world that, I mean, that the things I used to accuse my brothers of, I'm just blown away now, because uh it's almost hilarious. Well, it is hilarious. You do have to laugh when you see how foolish the ego is, and how foolish we are, thinking that somehow or the other something in this world is gonna uh, bring us satisfaction or give us uh, uh, peace. It's not what it's made for. But it can be that, because I want to see the love that's there, and that's it. Just deciding all I want to see is love. And so I'm so happy you came here to talk to us, and I'm so excited to hear that that those crazy diets, honey.
Right. Yeah, and I love what you just said too, Lynn. Just that this thing about there's really nothing out there that can give me anything. And recently, big changes in my own life with Bill, and we're still together, still happily married and all of that. But he bought a property in Portugal near Muji. He bought 20 acres and a house, and he's there now. And he was going to be there for 5 weeks, and he's having the best time. I mean, he is just on fire, as we know Bill Free, and part of it is like we're going to put this house on the market, which it is now. It's on the market. It's not selling. It's been on the market for like 60 days, and like 2 months ago, when this all started, it came out of nowhere. It's just like a lot of things that happen in our lives, they just come out of nowhere, right? And at the time, I was like, okay, I just want stability and certainty. And and there was like this moment, that was, I don't know, a week or something, where I kept thinking the stability would come from me knowing what's happening with this house and where I'm going next and where the money's coming from and how it's going to unfold. And that's where we know, most of us only know it intellectually, but we all come to this place where begin to see there are no accidents ever in a perfect universe, ever. And everything is for us, all, always. And so I was like, oh, this is my lesson to find stability here. Whatever we think is lacking. So when I was sick, I was lacking peace. Okay, how can I find the peace right where I am? I don't need to heal. I don't need the pain to go away. Peace is here. I know it intellectually. How can I find it? Be still. We always in the stillness. Everything is found in the stillness. Is stability. Okay, that's coming up for me. How do I find it right now? House sells or doesn't sell, I am safe. I am stable. I am safe. Nothing can affect my happiness. Nothing can affect my peace. No, nothing. So this is what's happening now. This is the awakening for everyone. And everyone's got their own personal little stuff they're going through, but the more and more that we can see that whatever seems to confront you, it's coming up. Don't try to push it away. Don't try to say it shouldn't be happening. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening for you. It's happening as a gift. Everything is a gift. And the more that we can learn that and be at peace with, and it actually you have to take it even like a little even further, like let's say with the body. I really truly feel from just all the people I've worked with over the years since then is everyone who has physical sickness doesn't like the body. That's what I have discovered. They don't like this situation. I don't like this. I don't like this body. It's failing. It's weak. It's old. And the healing, because love is what we are. There's only love. And anytime we have a thought of anything other than love, it's an attack. And an attack makes us sick. And when you do it chronically and you don't see it, you're unconscious to it, you get sicker and sicker, and the body gets louder and louder until finally you can see it. Sometimes you hear it from someone, maybe some of you are hearing it for the first time with me, is you have to start liking yourself. Really, and then a step further than that, loving yourself. Oh, hey, Myrna. How fun. Susan's here, Myrna, my guys from New York, everybody. We were all in a Course America group on the Upper West Side for years and years and years. Oh, wonderful. So that was where the healing, the true healing, Jesus in A Course in Miracles makes the distinction between false healing and true healing. And true healing is to wake up to our real self, which is pure love. And when you know yourself as pure love, you won't attack yourself anymore. It becomes the most insane thing. So, anyways, I see some hands up. Who's
Yeah.
first?
Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. And yeah, Liz, please, Brooklyn and then Mickey and then Rafi. And yeah, Myrna and Susan teach twice a week on Gather every
Oh,
week.
wonderful. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And they've written books and it's awesome. Brooklyn, please go ahead.
Namaste, mighty companions.
Hi, Lynn.
So wonderful to see you,
You
Lisa.
too.
Oh, I love your hair, by the way, even though we're not by.
Oh, I'm always wanting to chop it off, so I just made an appointment and it might all come off in a week. We'll see.
Well,
But thanks.
well, anyway,
Yeah.
thank you so much for your presence and your wisdom, and I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lynn. I love you. I heard I saw you guys got hit in New York City with some flash flooding
Oh
yesterday.
my goodness,
I know.
I took the train today and I saw those pictures. I can't believe they cleaned it all up.
Oh, they did?
That
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, the videos made me laugh because I lived in New York for 20 years and New Yorkers are a totally different character, but you see the videos of them on the subway, and the subway at the 7th Avenue station is like halfway up the window, and nobody's freaking out. I mean, it looked like it could have been a dangerous thing, but everybody was just quietly sitting on the seats. And oh, anyways, lovely to see you.
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you, Brooklyn. We call her Brooklyn because she lives in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah, I know she lives in Brooklyn.
So we don't get confused with saying Lynn.
I see. Yeah.
So Mickey, please go ahead.
Hi, Lisa. Thanks so much for visiting with us. I really appreciate it. Um, so when you were telling your story, a thought came into my mind, and I might be way off here, I don't know, but it seems to me that everybody wants to hear a story like yours, and they want a little recipe. Here, you do step A, you do step B, follow the directions, do this, do that, you'll get the same results. And I think that for each of us, there's a path that is going to lead us where we need to go. And sometimes the body's going to heal and sometimes it's not. And people get stuck in this thing of feeling like a failure. Oh, I followed her recipe and I did all the directions, but I didn't get that result. And it's the same thing with Joe Dispenza and, a lot of other modalities. And I'd like to hear your thoughts on that of,
Yeah,
you
that's a
know,
great observation, and you're right. Like, so the reason I love A Course in Miracles so much is because it in many, many places talks about body identification. It actually uses that phrase, and Christ identification or spirit identification or self-identification. And it's the Course in Miracles is really the journey from the identification as I, me, as this body that's limited in a space that was born and that dies, to what I think it's in the clarification of terms at the end of A Course in Miracles, where it says, "What is Jesus Christ?" That Jesus was a man who saw the face of God and all of his brothers and remembered Christ, and he became what all of you must become. And in his complete identification, it's what it says, in his complete identification with the Christ, he became what all of you must become. And so when, and it's no thought is wrong. There's no thought that's ever wrong. But you want to be aware of the mind activity that's like, okay, can you give me the steps you took? Can I just want you to know, because I really want to be out of this pain. And you're never wrong for any thought you have. There's no thoughts that are wrong, because you want to see the thoughts. You want to be able to see the mind activity without like putting a positive affirmation on it. Because see, what often happens when people are on a spiritual path, they train themselves to just put a spiritual affirmation on it, and they don't actually heal the thought that needs to be seen by you. So you can see, oh, I'm still identified as the body that wants a different outcome than the one I'm having. And I can tell you this, that I can't promise physical healing ever, because that's body identification anyways. It's Jesus is clear on that. He said some people are just afraid. They're just too afraid, and for them healing must wait. So I never offer. The one thing I can guarantee right now is that you can absolutely experience peace. That I can guarantee 100%. Money back guarantee. That I have done it countless times with groups, and it happens literally in a couple of minutes, where I just invite everyone to just be present just being present where your feet are. Or you could do it right now. Like, we just, if everybody just can close your eyes, just be where you are, take a deep breath. We're not trying to do anything. We're not trying to heal anything. And just bring awareness to your feet, to the floor, to the body, to the chair. We start with body awareness. We start with space awareness, just awareness of the space in which the body is appearing. With the eyes closed, you can be aware of the space of the room you sit in, and you can be aware that that's memory. You have memory of the space. Awareness of any sensation in the body, any tension, not trying to change anything, just aware of just the body, the chair, the floor, the space, sounds, the sound of this voice. And now awareness of this light that is here. The peace of God is shining in me now. Breathing. And just gently opening the eyes. And just tell me what the experience is. What did that feel? What was a feeling for?
It it felt out of the body, actually. It felt like
Mm-hmm.
there was no body, that there was only space.
I love that. Yeah. So we have a direct experience of that I'm not a, you had an experience, I'm not a body. It's just that it's instant. You didn't try to get rid of the body. You didn't do any forgiveness work. You didn't have to be good. You didn't have to be holy. You didn't have to do anything because the self I am, that's our shared nature, is always here shining. It's not somewhere else. You don't have to be worthy. You don't have to heal the body to recognize it. It's always, always, always trying to get our attention. Always here. And when we're preoccupied with the thoughts, feelings, sensations, bodies, stories, grievances, sickness, news, politics, but all that, it's completely hidden from awareness, but it's always here. And so that's why if I could give like one, you said if I could give like steps or tips, it would be stillness. That would be like my one word answer is to just allow yourself to be still on a regular basis during the day. Rest in God. Just rest for an instant from thinking about the past, thinking about the future, thinking about the body, just resting in this pure openness, which you so beautifully said is like I felt like I was out of the body because that's the thing. You experience the thing you really are. You really are in the body. You're a pure life. And when we can just take these short moments and once that's experienced, like David, you could probably tell me where it is in the course, but the part it's in the back of the book somewhere, but um something about your most glorious accomplishment or something. It's like your happiest accomplishment um is knowing who you are. I can't remember the exact quote, but it's basically saying everything you could possibly ever do in time and space cannot compare in the slightest to the happy surprise of remembering who you are. That's what it is. And so it's like once that's experienced by anyone, the idea of needing to heal the body is so secondary. It's so nothing. It's like, oh, I'm home already. I have found how to get there. I now know how to reach peace. It wasn't ever anywhere else. And this is important for all of us right now in this world as things are just getting really crazy with uncertainty in this world. That our foundation is rooted in truth and God. It is rooted in love. And and that's, I feel like we really have been sent here. We're appearing as these bodies. What does Jesus say in the course? And we've been sent by God into a closed and hopeless learning situation that teaches nothing but death and despair. And into this situation, God's teachers come. Here we are. Here I am. So this is these are exciting times for me personally because it's funny to hear me say that because I don't know anything that's happening on the physical level right now with money, with where I'm going to live, where anything. But one thing I know for sure No one can take away what I know and have. No one can take this piece away from me. No one, nothing. And once that's experienced by everyone, you're home. That's mission accomplished. So thank you so much, Mickey. I hope I said your name right. Oh, good.
Wow, thank you, Lisa. I had my internet went down, so I was uh, absent for the meditation you did, which I'll have to go and listen to now on YouTube later, which I will. But um, that something you were talking about earlier that I wanted to say something about before it got away is that none of this, we're looking for a formula, we're looking for some sort of uh, a method or something, but you set it right up. It's when you love yourself. When I love myself, uh, then I can recognize why God loves me, and I can recognize why I love you, why we are that. And I never realized that because for some reason I thought God didn't like me, but that was me that didn't like me. Once I figured out that it was me that didn't like me, then it was really easy to uh, look at all the things about me that I love. And that's exactly what happened. I was able to look at all the things about me that are just so freaking amazing, that and if I and ask myself the question, if I met me in anywhere, I met me and sat down and had a talk with me, how would I feel about me? And I realized I would love me. I would think I was the most adorable thing I'd ever seen. I would recognize right away how sweet I am and how loving and how good and how kind and all those things and all those other things I accuse myself of are just total BS, that and only made to make me feel guilty or feel like I was not enough. But when I recognize, as I recognize you have recognized, that if you can love yourself and imagine God loves me way more than I can love myself, I can love everything and accept whatever it is. And that's what I see too, that you're living in acceptance. You're in a place where you're just saying, well, whatever happens, I'm sure as heck not in charge of it. I didn't start it. It started a long time ago before I ever came around here. And I just incidentally popped into this place and here's where I am. And all I can do is just be ecstatically joyful that I'm here. I can see that in you too. So I love that. Thank you, Lisa.
Yeah. Yeah, I love you so much, Lynn. And A Course in Miracles, Jesus says that you do not value yourself, and that's why you're sick. And my value of you will heal you. So Jesus is kind of a temporary bridge, as what we think of, but it's ourself. Like Jesus is our infinite beingness, our self, that's that's giving us that voice of our own value again. Like let me love you. And like one of the really important things that was like a revelation to me, I don't know, 6, 7 years ago. I was really big on the self-help train for a long time and the positive affirmations and that whole, Hay House books type of things. And that whole community is that your thoughts are powerful. And that your thoughts have power and that you change your mind and change the world kind of stuff. And I realized it's not true. Our thoughts have no power. And Jesus says that. Jesus says it in lesson 16, I think, that I have no neutral thoughts. He says, thoughts are not powerful or weak. They are false or true. And thoughts have effects. That's what he says. He doesn't say thoughts are powerful and have effects. He says thoughts have effects, that your false thoughts create illusions. And he does say, even though they're illusions, they are devastating. He said that the thoughts, the false thoughts that you think about yourself and others, have devastating effects. So, sickness, problems, accidents, and your true thoughts create in their own likeness. So I love what you just said, Lynn, because more and more it's becoming apparent to me that Jesus says, I need your voice, your hands, all of you. I need your heart. I need your willingness. This intelligence needs us to be one with it and use our voice to remind our brothers who believe their bodies of their lovability and their wisdom and their brilliance and their light and their genius and their, like, we're not here. Sometimes I accidentally make a mistake on Facebook and post something political, and I feel it instantly that I've joined on the bandwagon. Instantly, people are outraged by what I post because they didn't hear it yet from anyone else, and I can't believe this is happening, and oh my God. And I always end up deleting those posts because I'm more and more realizing there are so few voices of truth in this world. Everybody's a voice for the insanity and the outrage and the violence. Everybody's just, if you're on Facebook, oh my goodness, like, or Instagram or wherever, I mean, people just find pictures from the past and they, tell what, it's just crazy. And so more and more, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so few voices of truth in this world. That's what we're here for. We're not here to join in the insanity. We're here as a light. Jesus says that we transcend, it says it's a state of mind that has transcended conflict and reached to peace. And now carry this peace back into the darkness. We're bringing it back to ourselves. We're bringing this light and this love and this peace back into this world of suffering and dying. And that to me is a real gift. And Jesus says, when you take on this purpose, the body cannot be sick. Very uncompromising message. The body will be strong and healthy. I read these things, I'm like, well, he doesn't really mean physical healing. Well, I think he does. Like, I think that I don't promise physical healing because I don't know where anybody's at. This is going to be science one day. I'm positive that it is going to be physical healing, and more people are going to know what they are. There's not going to be any more of this body identification. So anyways, thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you so much. And Rafi, please go ahead. You've been so patient. Please go ahead, Rafi.
That brief meditation brought up a radiant, blissful peace. Of course, it's always there, and I just was able to just bask in it. But what I really wanted to share was a program I found that's been running subconsciously for decades, and I finally brought it to the surface and got rid of it. I had a little accident with my car yesterday, banged a wheel. So I brought it in, and the guy told me how he was going to look at it. And then I went back and I realized every single car I ever had, I managed to find a way to damage it some way. And of course, they're taking responsibility if they didn't do it. To me, nobody does anything to you. And I looked at it and I said, okay, what's that program all about? Well, an answer wouldn't come. So I let go of wanting to figure it out, And this morning, the answer came. You are afraid, or that thing in your head, that ego mind of yours, is afraid that if your car is really nice, that people are going to think you're really well off and they're going to hate you, going to attack you. And I looked at that thing. First of all, I just, oh my goodness. So I brought it up and I said, okay, it's just a picture in my head, just a story in my mind. And there's no value to it. I must have programmed it in watching a movie or something when I was a kid. I love you very, very much, and I'm letting you dissolve and evaporate. And I did that 2 or 3 times, and some wanting security feelings came up, and I was able to welcome them and let them go. And all of a sudden, this silly thing that's been hanging around for decades just dissolved away. And I get a call from the guy saying, instead of it going to cost this much money to have it repaired, it's only going to cost this much money, which was several $1,000s cheaper. And it doesn't matter because insurance is going to cover it anyway, but that didn't matter. Getting rid of the program that kept repeating itself subconsciously for decades was like, yay, one step closer to realization. Freedom. Thank you. And what's the good and everything? And well, if I hadn't hit that car, hadn't hit that curb, I wouldn't have gone through the investigation and got rid of it. So is everything happening for us instead of to us? Damn right.
Wow. Thank you so much for that awesome share. And yeah, that's it. Like we get to really see why is this happening? What is this for? That's what Jesus says. What is this for? Like in the work I do with others, I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore, but it's like I have these like online programs and stuff. But I ask people what was happening right before the physical symptoms showed up. I don't know if Rafi is still here.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
sure
okay. Oh, very good. Oh, there you are. Um, because the the thing that's coming forth is always in my mind a signal. It's a signal. It's not a mistake. There's no accidents. And so we can see what is this? If it's something that's for me, and Jesus tells us to, we'll always be wrong. Whatever we come up with that's another story we told. But I think it's very valuable when we can come up with like, oh wow, I have this lack thought that I can't have a nice car, I can't have a nice thing, I can't have a nice yeah, and then I loved what you said that it just disappeared. That is exactly it. That's the formula. Miracles are seen in light. And when we are standing in light, remembering God, remembering oneness, all the things, the darkness, the thoughts, they literally disappear in light. So, blessings, my friends.
Thank you, Lisa. And Susan, Michelle has her. Well, let's see. Karen had her hand up.
Susan, yay.
Karen
Nice
has
to
her
see
hand
you.
up first. So Karen first, and then Susan.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. I just loved everything that you shared with us. And what stuck out for me the most that has been helpful for me is, being at peace with regardless of what I'm physically going through and still healing from two major surgeries I've had within the past less than 2 years. And what you said, I may have these symptoms for the rest of my life, and can I be at peace with that? The first time I heard that was from Ken Wapnick. He was trying to help this woman who really just couldn't see peace at all. She could only see the physical symptom. And he said to her, you know, can you be at peace if you have these symptoms for the rest of your life? Can you be at peace if you have to take medication for the rest of your life? And she said, yeah, you know what, I can. And when you can decide that you can be at peace regardless, because it's not about the body healing, as you said, I love that you said you stopped trying to heal the body. It's the mind that has to be healed. So thank you for reinforcing that, because I still sometimes struggle with it, but I'm seeing, a lot of progress, and your sharing just strengthens that. So thank you.
Thank you. I love Ken Wapnick. And, you know, the body experience for each and every one of us the body's going to disappear. It appeared in time and space. Time and space appeared in the IM, and it's going to disappear also. So I think a lot of people think, well, there's some idea of a healthy body and a long, happy life and a long, going to live into my 90s and look at like Ken Wapnick, and they they say he died of cancer or whatever. We don't know anything. To me, Ken was as clear as it get, and like that body just disappeared. Like but the essence of Ken never dies. Ken's always here. Like right now, as you speak of him, and as I receive what your words are, the love and nothing ever dies. And so that's that we don't have to suffer while we're in these bodies. That's the difference to me. It's that the mind is just like, oh, if I can just get out of this pain I'm feeling, then I'll be happy. That's a mind ego trick. And the more that we can really see, oh, okay, wow, I am what happiness is. I am the light of God. I am the holiness of God. I am the peace of God shining in right now. And the more that we can keep those thoughts of truth right as the new thoughts, Jesus calls it the new minds. I don't know how he said new thought system. That's what he calls it. Then it says the old thought system disappears in the light. And so, yeah, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I don't know if somebody's coming on at 8, or are we almost
Oh
out?
no, we are we're done, and but we're not done because Susan Michelle has her hand up.
Okay, very good.
So
I
yeah,
just didn't know
no.
if somebody else was coming on.
Yeah, no, we don't have any evening programs. We only have the 3 days a week. We have one program in the evening. The rest of the time, I get the night off. So, but right now it's time for Susan Michelle, my dear. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much, Lisa. You're such an amazing teacher. And I remember how long has it been now? Like 30 years that you, me, and Myrna Scholar started our Course in Miracles journey together at Jeff Murnov's in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. He was such an amazing teacher, and I learned so much from him. And then we've all gone on to teach, and I feel just so closely connected to Course in Miracles right now. And I really I learned so much from you, and I learned so much from your husband too, Bill Free. Like, you're just such an amazing teachers, and Bill Free actually, and you have taught my husband, who's a brand new Course in Miracles student, so much. So thank you for your teaching and just your story. I mean, is amazing because I listen to the shares, and we're all students, we're all teachers. There's so much wisdom in each of us. And that one beautiful question I think that Nikki asked about healing. I mean, I know there's no set healing technique that's going to work for every single person, but like you said, a core principle is stillness. A core principle is acceptance of the now, because whenever I resist the now, I'm in ego terrain, so I don't feel the peace of God. But whenever I just accept the now, no matter what's going on, then I can remember the truth of who and what I am. And that's such a powerful, it's such a powerful characteristic to embody. And I have this little affirmation that I say: what if everything is just perfect right here, right now, no matter what's going on in my life? And it just calms me down. And then another thing from your story, what I got is that you were trying to heal. You were trying to heal, and you were trying to eat perfectly and think perfect thoughts, and trying. I really think trying is up the ego. So when we're trying to change the situation, we're in ego terrain. But once we can just accept everything as it is, like what happened at dinner with you and Bill, all of a sudden, you turned on the light and the darkness just dissipated. And that was the miracle. And that's such a beautiful story. And I love that. And that can happen for all of us. So anyway, I just think you're so amazing, and thank you for being here. And I watch tons of your videos on YouTube, and I just think you're such an amazing teacher. So
Oh, I
thank
love you
you.
so much, Susan. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, and you nailed it. Like that is really where I recognize that the efforting and the trying was the problem. Actually, for anybody who wants to swing over to my website, lisanatoli.com, if you click on the top, it says free gift. And I created this little PDF that's called The Paradox of Healing. And it's like 4 pages. But the paradox of healing is that when you stop trying to heal, you heal. That's the paradox of healing, because it's our trying and our efforting and our trying to be good and our working hard because what we are is effortless flow. We are pure ease. What we are is unlimited and whole. I love that you said that. I love what your mantra is, because whenever I teach, like I feel like I have to start right there always. Like you're whole and you're perfect. And then we can go down. Then we can go, but if we have to start from the top, I think with a thought of truth, because there are so many people in this world, when they hear that, this something stirs in them. It's like, oh, I don't even have to explain it. You just say it and know it for someone, and that which is whole is hearing. So it's not like the person's hearing it, the wholeness is hearing it and remembering what they are. And then some people have this thought of like, what happened? Like, I know that's true. Yes, I know I'm whole. I don't know what that means, but yes, yeah, right. And that's, to me, an important element, is just that we remember that for ourselves, and that we also, as Lynn was saying earlier, that we're reminding others of it too when they forget. And Jesus says, we walk together, you and I. We take each other's hands. Healing is joining. We don't go alone in this. That's what healing is remembering oneness. It's remembering that I can't tell you how many people over the years, David and Lynn know, because I've, from 20, and you too, actually, from the 1996 was when I started going to Jeff's. That's crazy that all these years, and all the people who have lifted me up in my dark times, who reminded me of my brilliance and my wholeness when I forgot. So it's just this shared journey where we Jesus says sometimes someone takes the teacher role and sometimes they take the follower role. It's like but we go together. And when one falls back, the other can, so it's this beautiful walk home.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisa Natoli. Oh, Myrna has her hand up. Myrna, please go ahead.
Yes,
Oh my
it's a
God, Myrna,
yeah,
so nice to
hi.
see you. Are you in Florida now?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah,
Florida. Oh my God, it seems like just yesterday that we
I know.
shared that
I know.
experience that was so amazing because it's so far reaching. You never forget it. It just stays with you. And to see you this way, and it just really does my heart good because we were sort of you know uh, beginning together, really,
Hmm.
not starting from square one. And look how we more or less managed to remain in the essence of the love that we really created together and stayed with it. It's wonderful.
Hmm.
I remember too a few years ago listening to an audio of yours, and you were describing an illness that you had, and you just couldn't get past it. And I think it was your husband who said, just let it be, or don't question it. And that has stayed with me too, Lisa, really, because I still remember it. So whatever we learned, we take with us, really. So it's just wonderful seeing you again.
Oh, thank you. It does feel like it was just yesterday. Like, for those of you who don't know, like we all went to a Course in Miracle group on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. I think it was 77th Street, 78th?
It was 86th Street to be exact.
86th Street. It was 86th Street. That's right.
Right.
Right overlooking the river, Jeff Mironoff. And that Wednesday night group was like an oasis for me in that city. Like it was just,
Yeah.
I couldn't wait for Wednesdays. I couldn't, it was just like a lifeline. It was just like I so grateful. And and then when Susan, when you came up to me at that conference a couple of years ago, that was crazy. I was just like, and you thought I didn't remember you. I remember that part too. You're like, you probably don't remember me. I was like, oh my God. And then now you live here, and so it's pretty amazing that we were so much together for all those years and we didn't see each other, and then it's like back together. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. So beautiful. All right. So we our time is up. Brooklyn, though, I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please take
I
your time.
just want to say I'm sorry I never knew about your group. But
Oh, you were there those years. Yeah.
now is what we're blessed with.
Yeah,
That's it.
right.
Here we
Thank
are.
God for now, right? And thank you, dear.
Thank you, Lynn.
All right. I love you guys so much.
I love you
Uh,
too. Thank
Love
you everyone for being here. David for the invite. Audrey, Odsy, nice to see you. Hey. Oh, awesome.
got a whole crazy crew here,
big
and
hugs, big
it
hugs.
it's amazing. It's amazing, this group. So
Mhm.
and you're welcome to. I'll send you our schedule and stuff. You're welcome to join
Yeah. Yeah,
anytime,
definitely.
because we just do this and we have the greatest time. It's the most wonderful group of people that just mighty companions together. So, all right, you guys, thank you so much. Thank you
Mwah.
for joining us.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Bye.
and we will see you again, my dear. I love you.
Love you.